Hello everyone, it's Baba Joga again, and today I'm showing you a slot machine that's 1 block wide. This allows you to fill an entire wall with it. This is perfect for building casinos or arcades, for example. The 1 block wide machine is available in 2 versions. One works automatically after you insert a payment. Inserting 1 diamond will start 1 game. Inserting 3 diamonds will start 3 games. And so on. Of course, after drawing the specified pattern in the machine, you'll receive a prize. The second version includes levers. A slot machine without a lever on the side didn't look right, so I added one. The lever activates both machines side by side, but only the one you inserted the payment into will work. Because the machine was designed to be 1 block wide, you can squeeze 3 of them together, creating a single machine somewhere on the wall of a bar that can be used by 3 people at once. Or a secret room for players. The machine looks complicated, but once you disassemble it into segments, everything starts to make sense. The item filter allows the selected item to pass through. The shelf can be used for more than just entering a payment. We can mark the item to be paid with and use an arrow to indicate where. Then the payment is sent individually to the profit chest, and each transfer triggers a single machine start. 2 circuits using a burning torch power the machine to keep the item circulating and to pause for a single draw. At the top, we have a reader that checks if the drawn combination is a winning one. The winning combination is the combination of 3 non-stackable items. They can be the same or different as long as they are the only non-stackable items in the system. It spits out the prize upon winning. Next, we have a few note blocks so that the machine will make a jin-jin when drawing and a boom-boom when winning. And finally, the on/off switch. The machine is resistant to lever spamming, but not resistant to logging out. Upon re-logging in, it will start a single game, and if it wins, it may spit out a prize. Therefore, when leaving the world, it's a good idea to turn the machine off. I hope I've explained everything. Of course, feel free to ask any questions in the comments, and if you'd like to build this machine, I recommend the step-by-step tutorial on my channel. We will start the tutorial by building an automatic version that is 1 block wide. Here are the materials needed for construction. A detailed description can be found in the video description. We'll start with 1 solid block. On it, we place a dropper pointing upwards, then 2 more pointing forwards. We place a hopper pointing towards the dropper at the very bottom. Then we make a standard item filter, 1 hopper pointing forwards, and any 2 shelves. A few solid blocks. Comparator, Redston Dust, repeater, Redstone Torch. We cover the filter with carpets. At the end, we can place glass or slab. If it does not fit the floor, we also cover it with a carpet. Temporary block. Chest. 3. Temporary block. Dropper. Sticky Piston. Slime block. Honey block. Redstone Torch. Comparator. Temporary block. 2. Solid block. Redstone Dust, Redstone Lamp, temporary block, 2, solid block, Redstone Dust, Redston Torch, Redstone Torch, 2, solid block, Redstone Torch, solid block, we finish our filter by inserting 3 hoppers pointing downwards. At this point, everything should look like this. Repeater, set to 2 ticks. Redstone Torch, solid block, Redstone Dust, solid block, Redstone Dust, Comparator, temporary block, solid block, Redstone Dust, Redstone Torch, solid block, 3, temporary block, Sticky Piston, lever. At this point, everything should look like this. Let's fill out our filter. The 43 items we selected as payment, and 1 filter item for each empty slot. It's best to rename them using the Anvil. Using Loom, we will create a banner arrow indicating where to deposit the fee. We change the name of one item we selected as payment. Then we put everything on the bottom shelf. Item frame, and an item symbolizing the winning items. In this example, the winning item is weapons. We put 3 selected unstackable items into the middle dropper, and up to 6 other items. They can be different or the same, but then you'll need to rename them using the Anvil. It's time to create the sounds of our machine. I'll use gold and compact ice under the note blocks, but you can use other blocks to create different sounds. Between the note blocks, we place repeaters set to 2 ticks. We place a few solid blocks with 1 redstone dust and a repeater, and finally a bell. We fill the top dropper with reward items for our players. And everything is ready. Be sure to test it out. Select the number of items in the draw to the level that suits you and have fun. It's time for a version of the machine that has a lever. Here are the materials needed for construction. A detailed description can be found in the video description. We will start with any shelf of your choice. Then we make a standard item filter. One hopper pointing forwards. We'll start with one solid block. On it, we place a dropper pointing upwards. Then two more pointing forwards. We place a hopper pointing towards the dropper at the very bottom. Shelf. We can place the downward-facing piston on the top dropper or the middle dropper. The choice is yours. We put lever on it or on a solid block in front of it. We continue building the filter by placing a few solid blocks. Repeater. Redston Dust. Redston Torch. Comparator. Redston Dust. Slab. We cover the whole thing with carpets. 2. Temporary block. Chest. Solid block. Dispenser. 2. Hopper. Temporary block. 2. Solid block. Comparator. Repeater. Solid block. 2. Temporary block. Sticky piston. Observer. Temporary block. Solid block. Repeater. Set to 2 ticks. Temporary block. 2. Solid block. Redstone Torch. Three or 4 blocks depending on how high you place the piston, and finally a redstone block. 3. Temporary block. Piston. 2. Observer. 2. Solid block. Redston Dust. Temporary block. Piston. We place a solid block next to the middle hopper of our filter. Redstone Dust. Redston Torch. Solid block. Redstone Torch. Redstone Dust. Solid block. Solid block. 2. Solid block. Temporary block. Solid block. Temporary block. 4. Solid block. Redstone Dust. Redstone Torch. Redstone Dust. Comparator. Temporary block. 2. Solid block. Redstone Dust. Repeater. Set to 2 ticks. It's time to create the sounds of our machine. I'll use gold and compact ice under the note blocks, but you can use other blocks to create different sounds. Between the note blocks, we place repeaters set to 2 ticks. We place a few solid blocks with one Redston Dust and a repeater, and finally a bell. At its top, we place a sticky piston in a solid block and on a back lever. Fill the filter with 4 renamed items and the items that will be used as payment. Change the name of one item used to pay at the Anvil and make an arrow banner in the Loom. Item frame. The item that wins. Place 3 such items in the middle dropper. Remember that the selected items must be unstackable and add other stackable items. The same items must be renamed. We fill the upper dropper with items that will be the reward. And that's it. Have fun. The next tutorial will show you how to build the version with 3 machines side by side. Here are the materials you'll need. A detailed description is in the video description. We'll start by building one central machine without a lever, the one from the first tutorial. Chest. 2. Hopper. We need to rework the sound segment. We'll insert a repeater in place of the Redston Dust and set both to 1 tick. We copy the item filter in both directions. And our dropper circuit. Add sticky pistons to the sides and alternate honey and slime blocks. Place redstone torches on the slime blocks. Two, dropper. 2, solid block. Comparator. Destroy the Redstone Lamp and the blocks underneath it. Solid block. Redstone Dust. Temporary block. 3. Solid block. Redstone Dust. Temporary block. Solid block. Redstone Torch. Redstone Dust. Redstone Torch. Solid block. Redstone Torch. Solid block. Redstone Torch. Solid block. Redstone Torch. Solid block. And repeat it all on the other side. This is what it should look like at this point. Solid block. Temporary block. Solid block. Redstone Dust. Redstone Torch. Repeater. Set to 2 ticks. And repeat it all on the other side. Glass. Comparator. Glass. Comparator. 5. Solid block. Temporary block. Solid block. Temporary block. 2. Solid block. Redstone Dust. Redstone Torch. Temporary block. Solid block. 2. Temporary block. Sticky Piston. Lever. And again, the music segment. Two repeaters with 1 tick. Repeater. Set to 2 ticks. 2 repeaters with 1 tick. And repeat it all on the other side. temporary block, and we repeat the segment with the bell. Temporary block, solid block, solid block, temporary block, 2, solid block, 2, solid block, temporary block, solid block. Redstone Dust, solid block. Redstone Torch. Place items that signify a win in the item frames. And put 3 of these items in the middle droppers. We make 2 left arrows and 2 right arrows on the banners using a loom. We're changing the names of the 2 items that will be used to pay. I forgot 3 hoppers in one of the filters. Next, let's fill the filters with the appropriate items. Remember, it's best to name the filter items differently. Let's put everything on the shelves. Now for the remaining items for the draws. I'll use 3 jack-o'-lanterns and 3 carved pumpkins in each slot machine. They need to be renamed so they don't stack on the shelf. We put them in turn into each middle dropper. We fill the upper droppers with reward items. Remember to make sure the machine is turned on. Everything should be ready. Let's check it out. It works. Thank you all for your attention. And if you think the idea is interesting, leave a like. Feel free to ask questions in the comments. I'll answer them all as soon as possible. Best regards and see you soon.